and our friends from media, Speaker of the House, the Leader of Congress, Speaker Martin, Mr. Moaldes. We are now in Porac, Pampanga with our fellow legislators, the chairman of various committees. Congressman Ferrero came in the Amusement Board, and Congressman Roby Ako of DOTR, Chairman Johnny Pimentel, Chairwoman Janet Garin, the Chairman of Dangerous Drugs, Congressman Ace Barbers, of course, General Francisco, of course, our Speaker, our Chairman from Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez, Chairman of Public Accounts, Raps Paduano, and of course, Yusek Cruz, Gilbert Cruz, and our Governor Dennis Delta Pineda. Nakita po ata siya kanina. Mayor
The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, in collaboration with several
Yusek?
So, we will just go away with the presentation. We'll just go straight, sir, dun sa isang presentation.
Ang kaligaw tayo? Hanggang? Director today. Hindi umabot. Dito ka? Dito ka lang? Hindi. Kita ko sa Pogo. Nalolobat po siya. Pusa po. Lalaki. Nakasaksak po. Nakarekta na po.
So, we'll just do a quick presentation of the final presentation we presented to the cabinet level meeting we had at Malacanang last Friday. This is also an updated version of what was presented to you this morning. It's less than 5 minutes lang siguro to. Can we proceed po? If you could please simmer down, media, please quiet. Mga nasa likod daw po yung maingay. Quiet po, quiet. Okay, let's begin.
Sir Bot, rolling kami tayo. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yung mga nakakonect po sa Starlink, pwede po bang mag-disconnect muna kayo? Disable po yung mga Bluetooth din natin. So siguro in lieu of this one, we have 2 actual scammers po, Mr. Speaker. Ocho.
POGOs and other facilities engaged in illicit activities. These key partners, the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, in collaboration with several government and law enforcement agencies, has been instrumental in executing operations against Philippine offshore gaming operations, POGOs, and other facilities engaged in illicit activities. These key partners include the Department of Justice, Department of Interior and Local Government, the Interagency Council Against Trafficking, the Philippine National Police, the National Bureau of Investigation, the Bureau of Immigration, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Anti-Money Laundering Council, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, and the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation. This multi-agency cooperation has been crucial in dismantling illegal operations and ensuring effective law enforcement. Several facilities have been targeted in these operations. Notably, 2 of these operations uncovered a massive compound with numerous buildings and amenities that initially presented itself as an offshore gaming hub, but was ultimately revealed to be a large-scale scam firm, shocking the nation. Zunyuan Technology Inc. is located at A1 Balfour Compound, 888 Barangay Anupu, with an estimated land area of 10 hectares and 36 buildings, all under a provisional asset preservation order. During a raid on March 13, 2024, authorities seized approximately 59 motor vehicles, The operation led to the apprehension of about 279 foreign nationals for violating immigration laws, while 9 company employees were charged with violations of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act and serious illegal detention. On June 21st, 2024, an additional 14 key officers and company coordinators, including suspended Mayor Alice Guo, were charged. Lucky South 99 Corp., located at Thai Court, Kulumbav, Stella Cruz, Horak, Pampanga, occupies a 10-hectare land that consists of 46 buildings, all under provisional asset preservation orders. During a raid on June 4th, 2024, authorities seized approximately 47 motor vehicles. The operation led to the rescue of 2 foreign nationals who had been tortured and left handcuffed inside the premises, as well as the apprehension of about 157 foreign nationals attempting to flee during the implementation of the search warrant. On July 5th, 2024, authorities, through information provided by the rescued victims, identified 2 suspects who were then charged with violations Anti-Human Trafficking Act, as well as robbery with violence or intimidation of persons, serious physical injuries, kidnapping, and serious illegal detention under the revised penal code. Furthermore, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, DENR, conducted a comprehensive inspection of both scam farms and discovered numerous violations of environmental laws. These violations ranged from non-compliance with DENR regulations to the use of high-powered water pumps that harm the environment. The apprehended foreign nationals from these law enforcement operations were transferred and detained at the NASDAQ KE building located at Barn 50 Williams Street, corner Harrison Street, Pasay City. This former POGO facility, now a PAOCC-controlled establishment, houses several government offices, including the DSWD and the DOJ. It also accommodates numerous rescued foreign trafficking victims and approximately 250 foreign detainees. To secure and maintain these properties and vehicles, the Commission has deployed 126 personnel, comprising police officers, security guards, and housekeeping staff. The PAOCC has also facilitated the deportation of about 1,700 foreign nationals. The Commission is diligently securing and maintaining the raided properties, providing food and necessities to detainees. They are also addressing various logistical needs, such as paying utility bills and repair costs, to ensure the facilities remain in good condition. Additionally, the PAOCC has extended significant support by offering financial assistance to the children of detainees and deportees, purchasing medicine, escorting detainees to medical checkups, the ongoing investigation by the House of Representatives, spearheaded by Honorable House Speaker Martin Romualdez and Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dom Gonzalez Jr., and 3 key committees, the Committee on Public Order and Safety chaired by Representative Dan Fernandez, the Committee on Games and Amusements chaired by Representative Antonio Ferrer, and the Committee on Dangerous Drugs chaired by Representative Robert Ace Barbers, has, with the support of PAOCC, uncovered a link between the Pogos in Bam Bam, Tarlac, and in Porac, Pampanga, and companies associated with Michael Yang. These companies, along with Yang's associates, are implicated in large-scale drug trafficking operations in the country. The concerted efforts of the PAOCC and its partner agencies have made significant strides in combating illegal offshore gaming operations. Through ongoing vigilance and coordinated actions, these operations have disrupted illicit activities and brought numerous offenders to justice. The support of the public and continued cooperation among various agencies are essential in maintaining law and order in our country.
So, basically po, this is just a brief description of what we do from case build-up all the way to deportation. Nakita naman po natin yung cost in between medyo malaki kasi we take care, like this particular facility, ang magbabayad na po ng kuryente nito will basically be PAOK. So kung aabutin po ito ng 2 million every month, kami rin po magbabayad nun. Sa kabila, yung una nating binisita, Bamban, roughly nasa 1.2 million po binabayaran natin doon sa kuryente. Then, Pasay, we also pay about 2 million yung dalawang facility po doon. Roughly, quiet po, sa isang buwan, the commission is paying 5 million minimum in electric bills alone for all the facility that we have confiscated already. So that doesn't include, of course, yung mga Pilipina na nabuntis ng mga Chinese na may mga anak. Sa amin din po dinadala yung mga bata para sa mga pagatas and so on and so forth. So medyo marami po yun. On a monthly basis po, siguro nasa 200,000 din po nagagastos natin sa pagatas and so on. So medyo marami po yung ancillary cost dito sa mga pogo na ito. So I think we have with us ngayong hapon, meron ho kaming dinala ng dalawang nagtatrabaho sa dito po, ang ipapakita muna namin kung ano po yung weakness ng SIM card registration law natin. Ito po yung step 1 ng scamming. They have to create a fake identity. And that fake identity is rooted in a SIM card that is registered. Papakita po namin that despite the SIM card registration law, the scammers can actually produce 25,000 to 40,000 pre-registered SIM card per Pogo Hub. Just like here, nandyan po sa likod natin yung mga sample, we're able to get thousands of SIM cards po dito. Pakita lang po namin ang mabilisan kung gaano kabilis po malagpasan yung SIM card registration law po natin.
Magandang hapon po. Papakita lang po namin kung paano mag-register ng SIM card without using real human identity po. So dito po, we're using Globe as para sa SIM card registration po. So dyan po, makita nyo po. Okay po. Dito po, makita nyo po na Globe ang gamit natin. So, pumunta po tayo sa Globe SIM registration po. Then, isasaksak po natin yung SIM card dun sa phone. Then, we get the OTP. Then, dyan po, makita nyo po yung fields na ilalagay natin yung mga fake identities. Like, yan po, ang ginamit ko po dyan, yung cartoon character po na sa Simpsons po. So, ayan, yung birthday po, hindi po siya totoong birthday. Then yung gender po. Then yung address po, random address lang po yan. Sige. So, random address lang po yan. So, Pasig yan. Pero Makati ang nilagay ko. And dito naman po, sa area na to, ipapasok po natin yung pictures nung gagamitin natin identity. For dyan po, cartoon character lang po inilagay natin. So, nakikita nyo po dyan, si Homer Simpson po yung nilagay dyan. Then yung parang cartoon version ng license niya. So, after that, so medyo matagal din yung loading niya sa pag-upload ng files. I-play mo lang. And next step dyan, makaka-receive kayo ng text message na thanks for submitting your SIM registration details. Then mag-aantay lang tayo ng few minutes. Then after mga 5 minutes siguro, mga successful na ang registration natin ng SIM card.
Sinubukan po namin sa krami ito, Mr. Speaker. Less than 30 minutes, you can have one fake pre-registered SIM card on the basis of a fake identity. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga scam hubs po na ito can create multiple number of fake identities using pre-registered SIM cards. So, hindi ho natin mahabol yung mga taong yon technically.
Bakit po napaka-importante po may paliwanag po sa inyong SIM card? Bigyan lamang namin po kayo ng konteksto. Number 1, ang business po ng scamming na to, nakaride po talaga sa internet, sa online, tsaka po sa SIM card. Kung titingnan po ninyo kung ilang cellphone ang nakukuha po sa mga scam farms, thousands po. Bakit? Ang isa pong worker sa scam farm, binibigyan po yan palagi ng kumpanya from 15 to 20 cellphones. 15 to 20 cellphones. Each cellphone contains 900 names, data, Facebook account. Nandun na po yan. Preloaded na po yan. May iba pong kumpanya na gumagawa niyan para sa kanila. It's another company na illegal. Hindi po natin masyado na nahahawakan po ngayon yan. Hindi pa po natin natatouch. Pero yun po, pero lahat ng mga Pogo companies na gumagawa niyan para sa kanila. 900 per cellphone. One worker, 15 to 20 cellphones. Araw-araw, binabantayan po sila ng kumpanya. Kinakailan, mag-in touch sila sa 15 to 20 persons sa kakausapin. Kinakailan, makuha nila loob nun, mapasagot po nila. At kanilang magpagpatuloy ang pag-uusap. Ngayon po, kaya hindi po sila nakaabot sa quota, hindi po sila nakaabot 15 to 20 nakakausap sa isang araw, ang mga Pilipino, kasi hindi naman sila pinaparusahan na kasing hirap ng mga foreigner, sila po ay pinapag-overtime from 18 to 20 hours. Yun po ang kinakalam po talaga maabot ng quota. Ang mga foreigners po hindi po makalabas dito, unlike the Filipinos. Sila po yung talagang pinapalo at tino-torture. Kaya nakikita niyo po, mga Pilipino, hindi masyadong torture. Po, yun po ang kaibahan po noon. So, yan po, ang SIM card registration, talagang wasak na wasak po talaga yan when it comes to sa mga operations ng POGO. Ito din po yan na nahuli ng CIDG na mayroong instrumento, di po ba? Na umiikot-ikot sa ating syudad. Sila po, kumukuha po sila ng mga IMEI ng mga data ng mga tao habang umiikot po sila. Nahuli po yun ng CIDG. Yun po, ibebenta po naman nila sa ibang bansa. Para po, yun naman mag-i-scam dito ba sa atin. Palitan lang po tayo. Ganun po. So, sige, thank you po.
Because we're running out of time, we'll have to skip some parts of the presentation. We'll go ahead with the press con, Mr. Speaker. We would open the group to questions from the media. May isa pang mic.
Unang-una, yung PAGCOR, dalawa ng mahahabang hearings na naganap na sa House. Pero siyempre, sasabihin din natin sa ating chairman na tama yung ginawa nila sa pagre-regulate at pag-enforce ng batas. And thank also the law enforcement agencies for doing their job. Ay nakita mismo natin ngayong araw na to yung resulta ng kanilang pag-enforce at pagsasara ng mga illegal fronts for illegal unlawful activities na talagang ayaw natin lahat. Kaya nag-issue ng order si Presidente. Kaya this is what we call a follow-up, follow-through on that order. At siyempre naman, magbobote din tayo sa PAGCOR. We will work closely with them. So for whatever legislation that they want or require or they need to make their compliance with the President's order notifications. In other words, tutulungan din natin yung PAGCOR in the manner in which we are in a position to whatever legislation or whatever other inquiry investigation that they require.
Upler, yes. Question. Bumaba yung mga text scams. So you're asking if there is an association between the two? May correlation? Obviously, ma'am, yes. The answer to that question is yes. Magmula po nung bina ng Presidente, laki ng binagsak po ng mga na-receive natin mga text scams. So the answer is yes, ma'am.
With Committee Chair kay Congressman Dan Fernandez, sir, I just want to ask also, since mamaya po magpapandak ng inspection sa warehouse sa Empire 999 sa Mexico, paano po ang connection ng illegal drugs sa Pogos at ano po yung natuklasan po ninyo being the committee chair?
That started with dangerous drugs kay Congressman Chairman Ace Barbers. Yung Empire 999 na-establish doon, yung 3.6 billion na nakuha ng PIDEA. At under the chairmanship of Chairman Paduano, na-establish that si Eddie Yang, yung incorporator doon, is related, no? Pag titingnan mo yung mga susunod na korporasyon, nakarelate doon kay Michael Yang. So si Michael Yang naman, doon sa investigasyon ng aking committee, we found out from the AMLAC, no? that yung kapatid niya ni Michael Yang, si Hong Jiangyang, ay connected doon naman sa mga korporasyon nila Eddie Yang, nila Nono Lin, nila Wen Xiang Lin. So, basically, makikita mo yung 10 korporasyon or mga 6 or 7 corporations, interconnected sila, nag-intertwine sila. And that's the reason why we need to dig deeper on the possibility that these POGOs have also drug-related industry. Kaya yun yung aming papasukin at imbestigahan. Si Chairman Ace Barbers.
Yun, nasabi naman ni Chairman Dan Fernandez na there could be a direct link, no, nitong mga pogong ito doon sa mga sindikato ng drugs. It seems that the drug lords or the drug syndicate, no, launders their money through these pogos. Bakit natin nasabi yun? Kasi merong mga corporations that are registered where the incorporators of these corporations are the same incorporators of the owner of a warehouse na merong nakitang drugs. Meaning, yung Empire 999 na nagmamayari ng droga doon sa Mexico, Pampanga, may mga kasosyo sa mga korporasyon na kung saan ay parehas sila ng mga incorporators. So, yung interlocking incorporators is our link na maaaring involve ang mga pogong ito direkta kay Michael Yang through his brother na nagre-remit yata ng pera doon sa pogo sa Banban Tarlac. Ako personally, I strongly believe that there's a criminal organization operating in the country. So, which involves illegal pogos, scam hubs, drug syndicates, EJKs, and all this. Magkakasama po yan.
Dagdagan ko lang kasi na-establish na to eh. Yung 29 billion na pondo na umikot sa account ni Alice Go, sa 36 accounts niya, isa sa mga pinasukan ng pera ni Alice Go ay si Ho Jiangyang. 3.3 billion ang umikot na account between the brother of Michael Yang and Alice Go. Establish siya ng AMLAC at merong nakapile na case sa Court of Appeals. I forgot the GR number, but we have seen there yung pera na umikot ni Alice Go at ni Hong Jiangyang.
Good afternoon. Sir, this question is addressed to PAOK. Yes, sir, kanina nabanggit nyo na parang may ibang dynamics yung pagtrato sa POGO worker na mga Pinoy tsaka POGO worker na Chinese. Ngayon, sir, masasabi ba natin na though hindi sila nakaranas ng torture, may ibang pagmamaltrato?
Hello. Almost, pwede natin sabihin almost 98% ng mga na-torture mga Chinese din. But there were incidents.
Sir, wait lang, sir, Mike.
Hello. Yung 10%, yung mga Pilipino na ang trabaho is security, maintenance, housekeeping. Yun lang ang pinakatrabaho nila. Pero as far as the scamming activities concerned, laging foreign national ang ginagamit nila and mostly Chinese. Ang Pilipino na na-experience namin, na sabihin natin 80% nagtatrabaho, yung loan scam. Ang loan scam, yung nakuha namin sa Makati, 80% na nagtatrabaho itong Pilipino. Kaya yung mga natatanggap nyo before na mga text messages na minumura kayo ng salitang Tagalog o salitang Pilipino, mga Pilipino nag-ooperate. But as far as yung management, it's all Chinese. So, sa loan scam, Pilipino nagpapatakbo pagdating sa sa pag-scam. But yung management nila are all Chinese. Yun lang ang napansin namin. But yung klase ng mga pogo na ganito ang ginagawa, yung love scam, cryptocurrency scams, and all other scams, puro Chinese nationals and foreign nationals.
with the problems that has been presented as one of the vice chairman of the Committee on Appropriations. With the directive of the leadership, the funds of PAO-PF will have to be augmented.
Yes, we are in the process of studying what provisions we can amend in the existing SIM card Registration Act. Kasi nakita natin na medyo maluwag pa rin yung pag-implement. No? Halimbawa, in this particular Pogo Hub, nakita po ang paok ng 50,000 pieces ng SIM card. No? So ang tanong natin sa mga telcos, hindi ba nakalagay sa batas na kapag ikaw ay bumili ng isang SIM card, registered kung sino yung may-ari? So in this case, dahil bulk yung pagbibenta, siguro yun ang dapat natin i-address. And probably we can look into the law and study it on which part of the law we should be strict about and amend it eventually.
Okay, so meron kaming hearing sa Wednesday, yung continuation ng Pogo investigation. But a while ago, the speaker, merong sinasabi sa amin that we have to consolidate yung ating po mga committees that will handle the totality. No? Kasi there are those that not within the purview of my committee, like dangerous drugs, yung mga human rights violation, hindi ko handle yon eh. So I think the speaker have something to say about this, speaker.
At tama-tama yung sinasabi ni Chairman Dan. We are now the process of we have understand that there's a resolution being prepared, so that at least 3 of the committees that are here and involved in the issues will be working closer together. For instance, the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, chaired by Chairman Ace Barbers, the Chairman of Public Order, Congressman Dan Fernandez, and also the Human Rights. Ay nadididig na natin itong mga nangyayari dito, pag-aabuso sa mga workers dito. At meron pa din nadidinig natin na may mga EJK, di ba, na might have been one way or another directly or indirectly involved here. So we will work on having these 3 committees at the very least, although the chairs of the other committees here are working together to consolidate their efforts. Kaya maraming din bills dito sa POCO, pero nakikita natin maraming interrelations na hindi kakayanan na ng isang committee. Kasi maraming mga subjects eh. Ganon yung estilo natin sa Kongreso, ada issue or subject matter, meron nakatutok na isang committee. Pero naki-spill over eh. May mga interrelations at overlapping issues na siguro kailangan talaga mag-collaborate para mas magiging meaningful, mas comprehensive. At kaya po nandito tayo, itong sinasabi the whole government approach. Nagsalitaan natin presidente nung sa SONA, may ginaganap even bago mag-SONA upon his instructions na to look into, enforce the rules and regulations to actually, as what happened here several months ago, to shut down illegal operations. So nakikita natin lahat ito mga lumalabas sa pag-enforce ng batas na ginawa natin at yung mga nangyayari sa nakarang mga taon post-COVID, no? Ay ito talaga proliferate during the previous administration. Dito tayo naka-crack down ngayon. So we want to work very seriously. Seryosong-seryoso talaga ang administrasyon ni PBBM dito sa issue na to. Kaya nakita mo sa SONA, yun ang resolve. Ganon din sa Kongreso, yun ang commitment din natin. Hindi lang sa kanya pero sa taong bayan. That we will follow through, we will be as comprehensive. Kaya nandito tayo lahat para hindi lang hindi lang yung nakikita natin sa video, no? Tayo mismo nakakita na talaga kung ano siguro nangyayari dito. Nagugulat na kami dito kasi iba talaga, very, very, very offensive yata yung mga nangyayari dito sa mga nakikita natin dito. Kung saan na lang yung mga nag-operate ng POGO, itong mga idea, dapat sana lang kung nag-focus lang sila sa tamang operations nila. Pero nakita natin may mga scam farms. Pero ito mga love scam. May mga human trafficking, may mga dito sa mga ibang mga kwarto dito, may mga prostitution or illegal pornography, sex trafficking. Marami mga masasama na nangyayari. So, using what was originally a legitimate operation of a Philippine online gaming organization, ginawang front na lang. Kaya sabi ni President BBM, itong ginagamit mo lang to, titigilan natin ito para lahat yan ilalabas at yung mga illegal na mga activities talaga titigilan na talaga at yung mga talagang nasa likod nun talagang haharapin parang yung the force of the law and enforcement. Kaya these are the efforts we're doing. Kaya marami tayo dito and we are getting advice kasi siya sa games yan eh. Si Chairman ng games, si Chairman Ferrer. We also have Chairman Akop na marami siyang karanasan dito, working also with law enforcement and also rooting out the bad elements even in that area. So, comprehensive approach natin and we're using also the good relationships and goodwill of our LGUs to support us dito kasi pag ganitong coordination, LGUs, Congress, with all the departments and agencies, we are confident that we will be able to fulfill the mandate of the President. So, yun po.
Congressman Paduano?
Thank you, Speaker. Anyway, tungkol po sa public accounts, alam niyo na it all started with public accounts nung itong nangyari yan. Now, with the directive of the Speaker, we are now inventorying all the properties which was purchased by Chinese national. Well, in fact, we are also in coordination with IGO. That was 2 months ago pa, with regards to all those properties. And as of now, we're making possible legal remedies in coordination with AGLA. So that all those properties, kung pwede naman po, may balik sa gobyerno. And in relation to what Chairman Dan and Chairman Barberson said, ito kasi interrelated eh. Public accounts, public order, and drugs din. Kasi, ang concern namin of course is all the transaction been made. Na ito ngayon, sabi nga ni Chairman Dan Barbers kanina, parang parang labahan to eh. And unfortunately, ang problema natin, some of the government officials and local governments is involved in this particular activities, illegal activities. That's why, of course, with the directive of the Speaker, interrelated lahat to. So, kailangan talaga to, yung investigation, buuin na po, para mabuo na, para yung investigation sa committee ko, kay Chairman Dan, Public Order, and kay Chairman Dan Barbers, mabuo na po namin. And that includes also yung Committee on Human Rights, si Chairman Navarro.
Establish nyo na po ba sa hearing ninyo kung sino yung link sa gobyerno kaya natulugan ng mga foreign nationals yung mga operation ng PAO, especially dun sa Bamban? Kung sino yung link? Na-establish na po ba yun sa House?
Yes, oo. Yung link natin dun sa Banban, it turned out na there's somebody who called, para malaman ng mga taga-Banban, nila Alice Go, supposedly 1,500 yung ma-apprehend doon eh. Pero it turned out, naging 300 na lang. Because may tumawag doon sa hearing namin, well, basically, yung lead doon, andun ang CIDG. Okay? Andun ang PAOK-TF na mag-conduct ng kanilang operation. And of course, ang PAOK-TF, under sa batas, meron siyang interagency para nabubuuin, para mag-conduct sila ng kanilang operation. Because PAOK-TF have only 42 personnel. So, hindi nila kaya yung ganung kalaking operasyon. So, they coordinate. Ang kanilang operation, twice operation, February 1, and I think June 3, if I'm not mistaken, yung second operation, naging successful yung operation, pero hindi completely. Because yung na-apprehend nila, nabawasan because of that tip. No? So, alam mo, itong pinaglalaban ng ating Pangulo at the Speaker, napakalalim eh. We all believe here na hindi lamang yung mga criminal elements at mga drugs ang involved dito. There is a much higher objective on this purpose. At yung mga elemento ng droga, elemento ng pagbili ng mga properties, at yung mga uniform na nakikita dito sa Pora, and also yung mga Coast Guard na merong mga generals na volunteers, it all boils down to something. And yun ang i-establish namin sa susunod.
Nasa CIDG ang link, sir?
Well, basically, we are gearing toward on finding out. No? Kasi after the complete and successful operation, they were relieved. Both those officers and men na nagkaroon ng successful operation, they were relieved twice. And that makes us wonder why. Kaya nga, ang sabi namin sa mga members and report namin kay Speaker, medyo matinaduda. But of course, yung actual na tawag, doong mga opisyal, doon kila alis ko, hindi natin establish yun. Because we don't have the access for that communication. But nevertheless, somehow, yung mga action speaks louder.
Sino yung tumawag, sir? Sino yung tumawag?
Tumawag sa...
Kay Mayor Alice.
Yun, hindi pa namin na-establish yung tawag ng mga nasa ating side ng government to those people. Hindi namin na-establish yun. But what we have established that after the successful operation, tinanggal nung lahat ng mga nagkaroon ng successful operation, yung mga opisyal, si Colonel Alejandro, si Colonel Buyakaw, lahat sila natanggal. Nalipat sila ng mga ng kanilang assignments.
Gaganda no? At yun hong mga foreign workers makita sa isa hong rehiyon, sa isa hong bayan para at least klaro ho. Ito ho bang sinabi ng Pangulo na total ban na ito hong mga pogo, kailangan pang maidetalye natin kung ano ho yung mga dapat sundin ho ng mga local chief executive o yung mga LG.
Okay, klarong-klaro si Pangulo. Sabi na niya, ban na. Pero binibigyan niya si Chairman Alteco until the end of the year para ayusin mga nadi-displace, papawind down, at lahat ng mga kailangan gagawin. At pakikinggan din natin si Chairman Alteco kung anong kailangan niya sa Kongreso kasi kami po ang handang-handa tumulong para itutupad niya yung utos ng Presidente. So that's the role that we are doing. And kaya nandito po tayo para makakontribute din tayo sa itong effort na to. So, ganun kasimple. Klaro-klaro ang orders ng ating Presidente at lahat ay sumusunod. And yung kumbaga na appointment, yung point man dito ay si Chairman Alteco. Sa Congress kasi may mga pending bills tungkol dito sa pagka-closure. Kausapin natin at pakikinggan din natin si Chairman Alteco. Pero ngayon din, Kaya meron din kaming mga personal knowledge dito sa ano nangyayari. May mga reports dito na nadidinig natin. Pwede kami mag-coordinate sa kanya. Para yung efforts na ay magiging successful para yung utos ng Presidente, susundan talaga natin. Kahit yung talagang pinaka-importante ay protektahan ang mga Pilipino, tulungan ang mga Pilipino, lalo na nag-displace, at yung mga hindi sumusunod sa batas, papursaan talaga natin. Yun talaga ang mangyayari dito. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dagdagan ko lang kasi kanina napag-usapan na ang Kongreso ay pinag-aaralan yung mag-create na joint committee that will be composed of several committees, no? Joint committee hearing. So, itong mga committees ito, kasi napakalaki, we believe na merong criminal organization na kumikinis dito sa atin. That's why we felt that it is important for the House to create several committees to conduct its investigation. Kasama rito yung Committee ng Public Accounts, Committee on Public Order, Committee on Human Rights, at saka Committee on Dangerous Drugs. Bakit? Kasi nga, yung criminal organization na napakalaki, involved po sa lahat ng sinasabi natin. And that's why we want to dig deeper and investigate.
Kuya Pogs, kasama ko.